school, get drafted 4th round. Well, they get some kind of compensation from, I don't even know how or what, but they get compensated from an agent maybe, or but yeah.
That's interesting. But yeah, that pretty much does it for those rankings. We can go ahead and move on, or for last week's game, so we can go ahead and move on to the rankings.
Yeah,
I definitely don't want to not be able to touch up on this.
Yeah, because this is the big thing that happened this week.
Yeah. So 1 through 5 was kind of interesting, honestly. We'll just go 1 through 6 because you always have the 2 teams looking in.
Yeah.
Ohio State at 1, LSU at 2, Alabama at 3, Penn State at 4, Clemson at 5, and Georgia at 6.
Seems I agree with in that placement.
Sorry, I thought it was the SK went up on me. Now say it again.
Yeah, I don't agree with any of those. Where they're placed. There.
Who would you have put at 1?
LSU would be my number 1.
Yeah, Ohio State has they're the most overall team, I think, like defense and offense, and I think they put Ohio State just due to the amount of points scored, the points margin.
Yeah.
But LSU's had way bigger wins. They've beat number 10 Florida, number 11 Auburn, and then they're about to play number 3 Alabama.
Yeah.
So they've had a lot more wins under their belt, I think.
So who's your number 1?
If I was going to pick, I would have picked LSU.
Okay.
And then I would have had Ohio State at 2.
Okay, so I wouldn't have had Ohio State at 2.
Who would you have put it to?
I would have put Alabama. We're starting off here, and they're obviously the 2 best teams in the nation. To me.
Alabama and LSU.
Yeah, but one of them's going down this weekend.
Yeah.
So you put them at 1 and 2, the matchup looks a lot nicer on the big screen.
Well, I
figured they'd do that.
1 through 1 through 4. They all play each other because Ohio State and Penn State will match up eventually.
Might be 2 weeks from now.
Yeah,
it's soon.
So I know Penn State plays Minnesota, which Minnesota's schedule is what hurts them because they're undefeated, but they're ranked all the way at 17, and then they people they're like 12 or 11.
Yeah, pretty disrespectful, honestly, but
Well, you got strength of schedule goes a long way. It seems like the committee rewards you for having good losses. Look at Auburn.
Yeah.
They're at number 11 and they've lost twice, but they've had good losses to Florida and number 2 LSU. So I guess, but one thing that I thought made a lot of sense, honestly. Other than, I'm not so sure I would have put Penn State at 4. But I didn't have a problem with Clemson being 5.
Oh, me neither.
Because they haven't really played anybody, and they've struggled against North Carolina.
Yeah.
I feel like that's why the committee put them there.
Yeah. So you'd have Ohio State at 2.
Yeah. I would have had Ohio State at 2, and then Alabama at 3, and I don't know who I would have put it for. Either Clemson or Georgia, honestly.
Yeah, see, it gets really shaky after 3.
It's really hard to deciding what team you want to put in there. Do you base it off strength of schedule or how many points they've scored on teams? I think Georgia's had a couple of better wins than Penn State.
Yeah. See, the thing is
Clemson.
Best team. I don't necessarily have to look at statistics to see the best team because it's really misleading because of strength of schedule. Then you have to mix all that together. You just do the eye test. Just watch the games, and you'll learn a lot.
Even when you drop down to number 7, Oregon.
That's my number 4. Oregon's my number 4.
Yeah, Oregon. They've had that one last second loss to Auburn, but other than that, they've been taking care of business.
Yeah, and they're
they got a good defense. That's not that's rare for Oregon.
It's rare for anybody out
west. People
west.
think of Oregon, they think of the Chip Kelly days.
Yeah. The Marcus Mariota days.
Yeah, whatever. And the multiple uniforms.
Yeah. So my number 4 personally would be Oregon. I see why they didn't put them there, but they're better. They're better than Penn State. Be
How
honest.
do you feel about Florida and Auburn being two? Well, hold on. Let's talk about Utah and Oklahoma. How do you feel about those teams?
Oklahoma number 5 they'd be my 5th spot.
You put them in front of Georgia?
I put Oklahoma in front of Penn State, Georgia, and Clemson, just because I think they're a better team.
But I mean, they lost to Kansas State.
Well, the number 16 team in the nation, so that would kind of be a good loss, right?
Well, the only reason they weren't even ranked when they lost to them.
Well, it's still a good loss looking at it now.
Or maybe they were ranked. Yeah,
Close
I guess
loss.
it is. Yeah. Which I honestly think Oklahoma may drop the ball again this year.
It's possible, but I think they probably got their best quarterback they've had. I mean, he's tearing it up.
So, yeah. I mean, how far do you want to go with this? Because I mean, we could go all the way down to 25 if you want to. But I'm curious. What teams do you think like have a real? What teams do you think that may stick around for the playoffs in the top 4 rankings, or what teams do you think will end up being at the end? And then what teams do you think? How far would you go down the list that you thought still had a possibility of getting in?
I'm going down the list now, and I see a 3-loss team. There's no room for a 3-loss team in the top 25.
Oklahoma State?
Yes, go ahead and get them out of here.
I wouldn't even go honestly, like Minnesota's undefeated. I'd start with them because they're way down the list, but I don't see them winning out.
Me neither, but
Even if
they got a chance.
Yeah, I mean they got a chance. I mean, that's kind of the you control your own destiny.
Yeah.
But all these other 2-loss teams, obviously, like the undefeated teams like Minnesota or Baylor have a chance, but I don't think Baylor's schedule permits them like Minnesota does, because Minnesota plays some top 10 teams.
Yeah, and Baylor they've been squeaking by
they
bottom feeders.
I don't know if they play any top 10 teams. Well, they play Oklahoma.
Yeah.
That could help them. Is Texas not ranked anymore?
No, apparently not.
Huh. So, I mean, that kind of don't help them anymore. I didn't know they had already lost 3 games. But, yeah, Oklahoma would be their chance to bump up for sure. But I just don't think they have enough to go all the way in the top 4 unless a lot of teams lose. So, which, between LSU and Alabama, someone's going to drop after that game.
Yeah.
And then Ohio State and Penn State will play eventually, and then Minnesota play this week. So we'll see, what happens there if Minnesota beats Penn State. I think Minnesota jumps in, maybe the 12th or 10th spot, somewhere between there.
Minnesota beats Penn State. I say they go no lower than 8. They'll be an undefeated team that just beat the number 4 team.
Yeah. Yeah, they may jump in somewhere around the 8 or 9 spot.
But I see two lost teams that still have an outside shot, but they'd have to have a lot of help and a lot of things go their way.
Who would that be?
That's Auburn and Michigan.
Michigan?
Yeah. Auburn, because, they can still, they can still turn heads. They can, say Alabama loses,
I've got my theories about Auburn, but I'll cover that after we cover
I forgot
Michigan.
about that. Yeah, what? I forgot about that.
Well, I mean, I don't want to be I'm not trying to sound biased and being a homer on here, so I always try to go for the other teams first. But
we'll just call you like the analytical nerd.
Yeah.
Today.
Which Michigan's losses are to Penn State and I'm looking in Wisconsin.
Yeah.
So those aren't bad losses, but the only problem with Michigan's schedule is they don't play really anybody else.
Ohio State.
Well, they play Ohio State, so yeah, they would definitely have to win that game.
And that would be the turning point for them.
Yeah.
If they can beat...
I don't think they jump all the way in top 4 spot, though.
No, like I said, they'd have to have a lot of help.
Which Michigan also, they have a win over Notre Dame, but I don't know. I don't think, Notre Dame's number 15 now, so it's not as big as a deal. Yeah, so, they would have a chance, but they got to have a lot of help. Which, the thing about it is that a lot of these teams play each other, and, November's crazy and a lot of teams lose.
Yeah.
So, but, honestly, Florida, I don't think has a chance to jump anybody or even make it to the top four unless literally a lot of teams lose like twice.
Yeah.
Because I mean they've played their beef of the schedule. They don't have anybody else. I don't even think ranked in their schedule. If I can start, yeah, they got Vanderbilt, Missouri, and Florida State. So I mean,
Yeah.
the games they needed to win to help them out was LSU and Georgia, and they didn't win them. I mean, they beat Auburn, but that's only one big win.
Yeah.
So
And that's why I think that Auburn they have a better shot than Florida, just because they're the one team that they could really, turn heads with. Other than LSU, but LSU wasn't regarded as highly as Alabama is, beating Alabama.
yeah.
So if they beat Alabama, then that's about as good as a win on a resume as you can get.
Well, if Auburn wants to be able to make it in, they have to have. This is what I'm thinking. They have to have LSU to win out to go to the SEC championship and beat whoever is in the SEC championship. So it'll either be Georgia or Florida. I don't know if Georgia's got the lock on it yet, but I'm thinking it's going to be Georgia.
There's a 1 in 59,000 chance that it's Tennessee.
Yeah,
just gonna
Georgia
give
Florida
that to you.
All their games,
Well, Florida
and Tennessee wins all their games.
okay.
I
We're
think
out.
that's what he said. I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean that would be crazy.
Yeah.
But anyways, whatever happens, LSU has to win out for Auburn to want to even make it up there because Alabama is going to have to lose to LSU, and then Auburn will have to win out. So they'll have to beat Georgia, Samford, and then Alabama to even have a chance. Because if Auburn beats Georgia, I mean they got a good possibility of jumping Oklahoma, Florida, Utah, and Oregon. Oregon only has one loss to Auburn, but Auburn won head-to-head to Oregon, so
Yeah.
and Auburn's schedule's a lot better
Beefier.
schedule-wise, yeah. So I mean, if Auburn beat Georgia and Alabama, it would be pretty big because I think when between Alabama and LSU, whoever wins, depending on the score, they may jump. They may fall down a couple of spots, even maybe in the 7th spot.
And that loss to LSU for Auburn is not really much of a loss, I don't think.
It's considered. I mean, they lost by 3 points, so it's not
Yeah.
even considered like a big slap on the wrist.
Yeah, so say LSU runs the table, goes undefeated.
It makes Auburn look better.
Yeah, you go back and look at LSU's schedule and you see that they have like 30 points, 40 points,
And
48 points.
And one thing
23.
that works for Auburn in this scenario is the two teams they lost to were both away games.
Yeah.
And, it was decided between one game was an 11-point game and the other game was a 3 game.
Yeah.
But on the flip side of that, the offense was horrible. The only reason Auburn's getting so much credit is because their defense.
Yeah.
But for Auburn fans, if we're talking about Bo Nix, he's 49% on the road, he's 6% at home, so maybe that's a better look for his completion rating. So
Neither's that good though.
Huh?
Neither's that good.
63% is better than 49%. He
Oh.
had a lot better day, against Ole Miss than he did his away game. So I
Yeah.
don't know, but that's still far fetched. Out of if I had to, if two teams that if they lose, I don't think we'll make it into Alabama or Clemson because their schedule.
Yeah.
Because Alabama don't have any top 25 wins. I don't think. Now, if they beat LSU, they're more. They could lose to Auburn and still get in.
Yeah.
But if they lose to LSU, I think they're going to have problems, especially if the teams lose.
Yeah.
But,
Any one-loss teams you see having the best chance to make it in?
I'll go with Oklahoma.
Yeah, I was
or
about to say,
Georgia. Georgia, Oregon, or Oklahoma. I think Utah drops the ball again.
yeah, the Utah fiasco is a little puzzling to me. Why they're so high?
They're on top, 25 wins against Arizona State, and I don't even know if Arizona State's even ranked anymore.
No, they're not.
So that was just the week they played them. They were 17. So
Yeah, so I'm confused why they're ahead of Oklahoma.
Yeah, me too. And they don't play anybody else, so I